Meeting of the Fire and Police Committee to order. Just as a reminder, this is being recorded for public consumption and will be posted on the borough website. Roll call, please.
Bill Jenks.
Here.
Fred Mogul.
Here.
Ron Steiger.
Here.
Fred Levering.
Here.
And Steve Bruner will be absent.
Do we have any public comments? Any public comments? No? Okay. We'll move on to Westernburg's ambulance.
Tony did send his report, however, he is not present and did not send anybody in his absence. I believe the report is pretty self-explanatory. I know a common question is whether there was administration of Narcan. I'm not seeing anything specific on here.
Okay. Any questions on the report that we all received? Alrighty, we'll just move right along.
All right.
West Side Emergency Management. Tom.
Jump right in here. Okay, I have a few things. We did put out the code red message for the hospital run, and that appeared to all work pretty well. I did get a comment about I couldn't spell Reading correctly, but it's in there for phonetic purposes as R-E-D-I-N-G, because if it's R-E-A-D-I-N-G, you should hear how that comes out on a computer. It doesn't sound real good, but anyway, we did that. We also had attended a tabletop exercise over at Penn State Berks campus. They're required, I guess, now to have once a year. They have an emergency their emergency management on main campus comes around and they give a little tabletop exercise, which, like I said, we attended, and the best group over there is their police group. The administration, I think, needs some, I know, needs some work on emergency management. They were pretty kind of unaware of anything that involves that kind of thing. So I made a suggestion that they follow through with nothing else other than like we do here with the NIMS things, so at least they have some awareness of terminology and how things are at least kind of set up. Because they all kind of admitted that they don't live in that world or something to that effect. And I thought, wow, these days, better get in that world there because you never know what'll happen. But anyway, so they're going to work on that. I think they took that to heart, and we've had a communication with the main campus since then that they might come down and do some reviewing with them. But the whole thing is not in Wyomissing, but it is in our area, and part of it's in Wyomissing. And believe me, if anything happens, I'm sure our guys and girls would be closely involved with any kind of an incident there. The only other item that I had on there was that our training for this month, which is actually on Wednesday, is a kind of review of everybody's emergency operation plan, which I've been doing anyway, and we'll have out probably before the year's over one for everybody to kind of look at again to see and approve what's on there. Everybody will have a chance to look at it and decide if there's anything that you have questions and that sort of thing about. So that's where we stand, unless you guys have any questions. Okay,
Good report.
thank you.
Any questions for Tom? Thank you, sir.
Yep,
Oh, that thing with Penn State?
yes.
We have an agreement. Does that have to be renewed annually? With our, with Wyomissing going on to Penn State to assist them on any incidents?
Oh, it's not annually.
Okay, so it's just ongoing, because I think, we did that last year?
Yeah, I think they kind of dust it off every once in a while.
Okay,
There's no dates per se, except for the start date of when it's signed.
yeah, okay.
That's true, yeah.
Alrighty. Moving on to the police department. Chief?
Before we go into the public portion of the police department, if we by chance go a little out of order and do executive session now as it pertains potentially to things on the agenda for action.
Okay. Alrighty. At this time, we will skip ahead to item number 7 to discuss, go into executive session to discuss existing police personnel matters.
We've been, that's a become evident once we return.
It's all wait outside.
Challenge.
We'll remove ourselves from executive session where we discussed some existing police personnel matters and move back into our regular agenda. Chief, you want to continue?
All right, so, A, police officer resignation. We have received a resignation from Officer Shannon Barr. It was dated October 17th and listing her last day as October 31st. So I'm looking for a motion to either table or approve or deny her resignation letter.
Make a motion.
Second. We have a motion and second to approve.
The resignation letter.
Yeah.
He said he's asking for motion to table, approve, or deny. So
All right, I understand the semantics of it, but everyone knows what I meant.
Okay, we have a motion and second to approve the resignation letter. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The letter is accepted and approved.
Okay. Next is our sergeant promotional process. The written test was offered on 2 different dates on 9/2 and 9/12 of this year. The oral test was then given on 9/24. You can see on the list, it's up on the screen right now, who the oral board evaluators were, 2 chiefs and a captain. Chief Forey from Byrne Township was the chairman of that board. The PT test was then given on September 26th and 10/2. Civil Service met and certified the list. The list up there, I'm going to talk as each officer was given a candidate number. They were provided their scores and their final ranking. This actual chart was posted outside the sergeant's office. It's still there to this day so that everybody can see it. I'm going to look at the final rank number. So under candidate who ended up number 1 was candidate number 6, number 2 was candidate 4, and so on. 3 was candidate 1, and 4 was candidate 5. 2 and 3 did not pass the written exam. Since I've made this list, I have heard from candidates 2 and 3. And when I say candidates 2 and 3, I mean by their final ranking. Both of them have requested they didn't want to withdraw from the process, but they would turn down the promotions at this time, stating personal reasons. Sorry. So that leaves me with candidates 1 and 4 still to be going forward. I have 2 positions that are in need of promotion, so we have 2 officers that are eligible for that promotion that completed the process successfully. So again, it's candidate at rank number 1 and candidate at rank number 4. So I would be asking that for a motion that we either table, approve, or deny sending the attached list of qualified officers, meaning officer that finished first and first that finished 4th, the council for promotion. Did I say that right? Everybody understand? Okay.
Tell you what, just can't go easy, can it?
Now, there's some kid things that have come up for 2 of them, so.
Per the recommendation of the chief, somebody wish to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
And I'll second it.
We have a motion and second to approve. That would be to move this on to council. And what are the numbers again, candidate?
It would be number 1 and 4 by their final ranking,
Okay.
5 and 6 by their candidate number. Good?
Yep.
Okay.
Did
I
we vote?
was going to say,
Oh, we didn't? Oh, I apologize.
Details.
Okay, we have a motion and second to approve hirings of candidates 1 and 4. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We'll move it on to council.
okay, and because of the openings for which we have within the department, I have gone back to civil service to recertify our list because we have hired the top 3 of our current list. And because of rules and the number of people we needed to be there for eligibility to create the list, there were people that weren't on that original list that was certified because we did the top 10. We've gone down to 16. Since then, candidates numbers that on the original list were 5, 11, and 14 have withdrawn. They've accepted other positions with other agencies. So we went down to candidate number who ranked 16. So we have from 4 to 16 as eligible to move forward for possible hiring. So I am asking for a motion, either table, approve, deny the hiring of up to 2 of the top qualified candidates for the position of patrol officer, contingent upon successful completion of their background screening, drug testing, psychological polygraph, and the MOPEC approved academy, because nobody has the academy.
Those are candidates 4 and 16.
Well, we, council would be able to choose the top 3, so they would have 4, 5, 6, 7 would move up.
Oh, this is after the,
Right, so that's what it, we have to have 5 candidates per
Right.
opening. So I read that as we have 10 total, where I've been told maybe we can do just 6, because then 1 moves up, but I like to make sure that we have enough. So we have candidates 4 through 16 now listed certified for through civil service. So I'm asking that council would then, I'm looking for up to the 2.
It's not up to 2, you want 2.
Yes.
someone want to make that motion?
Like the motion is up to 2 or 2?
2. To move along 2 candidates to council from the final list.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
Second again.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Then as requested, we had the traffic study done on Lawndale. They were out on September 23rd. We were here for a couple hours. I was helping doing measurements of all the different intersections and such. I'm still waiting to hear, did you get anything? I have not received anything yet, but
That doesn't surprise me.
that was done. We're just waiting to hear the recommendations for that area. And finally then,
Before we get into the parking, on the Lawndale thing, in listening to all the questions that were raised last week at the PennDOT meeting, a lot of very good questions were raised. Got me thinking a little bit, and I talked to Don Lurch, and I said, yes, we cannot use stop signs for traffic calming measures, but this is a temporary thing, okay? I'm trying to think outside the box here. I said, can't PennDOT put up signs because of what's going to happen when they begin this construction on State Hill Road, okay, to alleviate some of the problems that we're going to have on Lawndale? And we're going to have them, no doubt about it.
We already have them.
And yeah, and I said, I asked Don, I said, has this ever been done before? And he said, to the best of my knowledge, no, but he didn't think that would be a problem as long as they were temporary.
I did talk to Jim McCarthy about this last week, and he's gonna circle back to traffic planning and design, our traffic engineer, but yes, if they are temporary, we could install a stop sign at every intersection if we wanted to.
Right, but we have a problem now.
I think there's two things going on here. One, when we get that traffic report from Pinoni, or traffic study, then you can look at long-term changes. But in the meantime, there is a detour plan that PennDOT put together for the State Hill Road construction. They shared with me, police and fire. It's not Lawndale, but we also know
Yeah, but it's gonna
anybody
happen.
from out of the area will follow the detour plan. Anybody locally will not follow the detour plan and come up with that, whatever route they think is best. So I do think there's an opportunity as we get closer to a potential construction start date of looking at a short-term fix, which would be putting stop signs at whatever intersection I would suggest the chief recommends.
You know, that's not until 2028. The people at the meeting were expressing a great deal of frustration. Some of them were expressing a great deal of fear about the dangerousness of their neighborhood.
They've been expressing this to us for years. They've
Yeah,
been
so-
coming to
But that's my
meetings.
point of, you're gonna have a traffic study hopefully in the next month or two.
Yeah, I'm
Can't give
hoping
you
we get
recommendations
answers.
To implement as early as 26.
And I specifically said to Don at the public meeting, during construction, can we put up stop signs temporarily? He said, you can submit anything you want and we'll see what happens.
Well, I didn't agree with that. Yeah, he tried to tell me the same
Yeah.
thing, and I said, Don,
That's
come
what I
on now.
asked.
You've been doing this long enough. I'm asking from your personal experience, and that's when he told me, he says, well, it can be done, yes. Has it been? I'm not that familiar with it. But, and this is where I'm thinking outside of the box, that a lot of times temporary things all of a sudden turn into permanent things. So let's, we have an issue now and we're going to have one down the road.
That's
So
not.
let's just keep going.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So let's just keep going with what we can do right now, which is see what this study comes up with and then go from there.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other choice.
Right.
We're spending money to get a study.
We're actually not.
No, we're
It's
not.
free.
No, it's
free
But if
study.
we're- Well, that's why it's taking longer, because it's free. But if we're getting a free study at some point, let's wait and see what it says, because anything else isn't going to happen for 2 or 3 years. So we can fight about somebody else later, or we can fight about it when we get the study back, but we have to wait for that.
So progress,
Just wait.
or slowly progress, maybe.
Glacial.
Finally, then, the parking in the 900 block of Hill Avenue, the 15-minute parking to allow people to just run into those businesses quick and to come out. So I guess what we're looking for is a motion to table, approve, deny, amending that ordinance to allow for temporary parking in that block as discussed here in the past. Is that the actual?
This is what Chris sent us last week,
Right.
and I did circle back to Brickstone and RP Management. They are willing to cover the cost.
So Chris has come up with an ordinance to amend the current ordinance to allow for it. One of the things that I would just state, I believe, and Chris, maybe you can answer this better, the way this is written now, it basically allows it everywhere on the north side in that block except for the loading zone.
That's how it's drafted.
So what I would suggest is I have given, I've shown pictures of where I think it should be. I mean, I don't think we want it, in my opinion, that entire side. I gave pictures, it basically goes between that Solo Salons that's there now and that Club Pilates. There's some no parking signs basically there. And that's kind of where I said in that section, that's where we would have put those safety sticks, but they want what they want. We're not agreeing to that, but I still think that should be the area that we can provide parking. It's basically the middle of that building, so they kind of equidistance to get to wherever they want to go. It's kind of close to, I think most of the people are going to the food places. That kind of puts it right there. So, I mean, unless that's the committee and or council's wish to have it along that entire north side, but I think we want to try to keep it compact to a certain section.
We can't, because you also have the crosswalk there too.
Right, so this is in between, like where I have it, it should not interfere with the crosswalks.
Chief, what's your rationale for not having it the entire sign?
I don't want to block the crosswalks because people are going to start parking on or really close to them so that people are going to try, because they're mid-block crosswalks.
Right.
So people coming across, they're going to step out between cars, and I think that's more of a danger to the pedestrians as the traffic may not see them as easily. You're going to start getting up then past the loading zones. You're going to start getting near the entrances to the parking lots that are up by the hill, or then beyond the parking lot, there's still curbing and cars turning into the block off of Hill Avenue. I think it's going to get pretty tight. When we had cars parked there, then cars coming up to the light and turning down. I think it's going to be a lot. So I think for safety wise for everybody, we're providing them what they're asking for. There's going to be enough for, without any stall lines there, right? 4 to 5 spaces. I've never seen that many cars double park there, running in real quick. I think we're giving them what they would need by doing that.
And Brookstone, they're happy with the way you just described it.
As I understand it, yes, they wanted anything we could give them. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So I think that wording should just kind of mirror something like that as far as the locations.
Between the existing crosswalks?
Well, there's a couple of crosswalks there, so
To define-
I think maybe we should use the suite numbers for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be, rather than a name, yeah.
Yeah.
We could, some of those, I would caution against using that too, though, because we could potentially, if they would, in the future, one tenant goes out, they could break up space.
I'd prefer to have dimensions from the intersection,
Okay, well, I can work on that.
from the curb line,
Won't
so many
change.
feet,
Okay.
and then, wherever it stops and starts based on that fixed point.
So why don't we amend the ordinance based on the police chief's recommendations? Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Questions on it? Are they paying the full cost of, yeah, okay.
I give them a ballpark of somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 between advertising and solicitor time, which I think is still, but
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Let's draft it. Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Moving on to the fire department.
the October activity to date report is up on the screen. Monthly responses, 131, brings the yearly response total to 1,503. Notes of interest, average turnout time, 2 minutes, 11 seconds, average personnel per incident, 3.91 members. No fire loss for the month of October, and as you can see, fire inspections are down with the opening of the chief position, but invoicing continues. Total collected since the first of the year is $58,612.50. Anybody have any questions on the activity report? Okay, hearing none. Wanted to make the committee approve that the fire department was approved for the Kimberton Roundup program for next year. I will share once I have more information as to what specific month they are chosen for, but as of now, just know that they will be on next year's calendar. For the fire chief hiring process, I would request a motion to table a recommendation to hire with the caveat that there is one additional candidate that we want to schedule for interviews and we'll be circling back at some point in November.
I'll make a motion to table.
Second.
Motion and second to table the fire chief hiring. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. So tabled.
Also coming out of the Civil Service Commission meeting from last Monday, there's a request to hire 2 entry-level firefighters. The certified score sheet and rank is up on the screen. So entry level requires a written test, a physical agility test, and then an oral interview. Of the 4 candidates that are shown on the screen, candidate number 4 by candidate number did not attend his oral interview, so he was automatically disqualified. Candidate number 3 did not receive a score of 70% or more on his oral interview, therefore he is automatically disqualified for moving on for consideration. So there are 2 candidates on the certified list. I'm requesting for a motion to hire both as per their current contract. By the end of 2026, we are required to have 4 on all shifts. This would fulfill that requirement, and I do not want to go through this process again in 26.
Amen.
And since there's 2 available and only 2 available, I'm concerned if we would not hire now, we'd be in a bind next year to meet that contract requirement.
I'll make the motion to approve recommending 2 entry-level firefighter EMT candidates for hire.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And also as an update to the Fire and Police Committee, the Civil Service Commission also approved the promotional process that's gonna have to be run to fill the first captain position, and then to apply for the captain position, you have to be a technician. So there will be a technician vacancy on the other side of that. I am going to reach out to Bucks County Community College about the cost to proctor the exam, as well as Chief Hackman of Spring Township, when he was under the IGA with the borough in Spring Township, he had a process for doing the promotional testing process as well. So I'm going to talk to him and see if of the 2 options, which one's easier and the most cost effective, and then go from there.
Very good. Any questions on that?
Thank you, Chief Bear.
Okay, anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you.